notice something? It doesn't feel like we disagree more than we used to. It feels like we don't know how to disagree anymore. Somewhere along the way, disagreement stopped being a conversation and started becoming a threat. Now, if someone sees the world differently than we do, it's not just I think you're wrong, it's you are wrong. And if you're wrong, you're dangerous. And if you're dangerous, you must be silenced. That shift is subtle, but it's changing our culture. And today, I want to talk about it. Disagreement used to sharpen ideas. Now, it often ends relationships. Families avoid topics at dinner. Friends unfollow each other. Churches split. Workplaces grow tense. Not because disagreement is new, but because disagreement now, it feels personal. We fused identity with opinion. So when someone challenges what we believe, it feels like they're challenging who we are. When opinion becomes identity, disagreement feels like an attack. And once it feels like an attack, we respond defensively instead of thoughtfully. And it just seems like it's worse now than it was before. Social media didn't create this, let me clear that out. But it did amplify it. Algorithms reward outrage. Calm doesn't trend. Nuance doesn't go viral. Conflict does. The louder you are, the more visible you become. The more extreme your take is, the more engagement you get. So we slowly learn something dangerous. That reaction gets attention. And then reflection gets ignored. Now, the internet rewards reaction. But you know what? Maturity requires reflection. Not just a political issue. That's not just a political issue. That's a human one. And both younger and older generations are feeling it. Younger adults feel constant pressure to respond publicly. Older adults feel like the public discourse has deteriorated. Both are reacting to the same culture shift, y'all. When we lose the ability to disagree well, we lose trust. We stop assuming good content. We start assuming motives. And the conversation ends before it begins. Think about it. How many times have you been how many times have you seen someone apologize? And then the response was saying, thank you for correcting that. That's too late. That's not accountability, y'all. That's punishment. If there's no room for growth, there's no room for accountability. And without accountability, we don't build better people. We just build fear. A fear-based culture does not produce strong leaders. It produces cautious, reactive ones. So, what does healthy disagreement look like? It starts with humility, not weakness. Humility. It sounds like, help me understand, not, how could you think that? It separates the person from the position. You can disagree with someone's idea without degrading their humanity. Disagreement does not require dehumanization. Strong people can handle tension without turning it into hostility. Strong leaders can listen without feeling threatened. Strong communities allow room for correction without demanding destruction. Now, that's maturity. And maturity is something we are in short of supply of culturally, across the board. But here comes the hard truth and the uncomfortable part. Sometimes we don't actually want better conversations. We want to win. We want validation. We want applauses from our side. And the moment we care more about being right than being constructive, I hate to say it, y'all, we've already lost something bigger than that argument. Now, if winning the argument costs the relationship, what did you actually win? That question hits at every age. Because whether you're 25 or you're 65, you know one thing we all want? Respect. We all want to be heard, and we all want to keep our dignity. Now, disagreement, it's not the enemy. Disrespect is. Different opinions are not dangerous. Dehumanization is. If we want a stronger culture, we have to relearn how to disagree without destroying each other. And that starts with personal discipline. Not policy, not party, not platform. Personal maturity. And that right there is the culture check. Now, if you want this conversation to challenge both sides and raise the level of thinking, not just the volume, subscribe. Because we're not here to pick sides. We're here to raise the standard. I'll see you next week.